KILR Killer Games.
Hello gamers, simmers, and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer, and welcome back to the sort of kind of world tour featuring Microsoft Flight Simulator 2. I say sort of kind of because we can't fly around the world with this because there's not scenery that covers it, but well, we can maybe do a third of the world. We can do the continental United States with the exception of two areas. I was thinking three because the Commodore 64 is missing 3 scenery discs that were not made. But this one actually has only 2 that weren't made. Scenery disc number 12, which covers New York and Maine, that area there, is available for the PC, whereas for the Commodore 64 it was not. So that is definitely an advantage of the PC version over the Commodore 64. So that'll be nice. Even though this and the Commodore 64 look relatively the same, at least with this one we'll be able to travel to one other area that the Commodore 64 can't. Now the differences between the two, you can look on my channel because I've been doing the series on the Commodore 64, so there's plenty of videos there to watch for comparison. But you'll notice that the dash is curved right here, which I thought was always kind of interesting when I was growing up. It's like, why is that curved right there? What is that? And, well, that's just the natural curve of the dash. If you look at this same control panel on Flight Simulator 5 and Flight Simulator 98, and heck, even FSX and X-Plane, it curves. It curves right here. And then there's like these little line things that I don't know what you call that, where it comes like this and it's kind of holding it up or whatever. It's funny because oh man, I forget which Flight Simulator, maybe it was 98, I always thought it looked kind of like ice, like it was frozen ice sitting there. But as I looked at later simulators, I realized, okay, that's not what it is. Which I figured it wasn't, but I didn't know what else to think. Anyway, as promised, we are continuing our tour. I wasn't going to do just one video. I was serious. We're going to be following the same flight as we've been doing on the other simulators. However far we can actually go. At least to Champaign, Illinois, until I can get Scenery Disc 9 working on this. Having trouble with that. Alright. So let's go ahead and pull up our map, just so we can show you where we're going. We're right here, Chicago O'Hare International, and we are flying over here to DuPage Airport. And, well, I think we can do that by tuning in the VOR for DuPage, which is 108.4. And so what is that? 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's 060. The opposite of that would be 240. So that is the direction we'll take off and catch that radial and that should take us right to DuPage. Got to make sure that we are not landing here at Schaumburg Airpark. That was the airport that we saw when we were coming in to O'Hare on the last flight. So the closer we get to DuPage, that's going to pretty much tell us. And I know that this picture right here, it looks it looks like a line and a plus. That's actually 3 runways is what that is. For the longest time, I'm like, that's a line with a plus on it. Yeah. But yeah, that's 3 runways. All right. Go ahead and turn that off. And we will go ahead and set our radios here. So if this just happens to be the first video that you're seeing, we change the radios by pressing the N key, 1, and then plus or minus will change the nav. So we're going to set that to 108, and then NN, and you can press 1 if you want to, but you shouldn't have to. That will allow you to, as you can see, change the decimal. So there we go, 108.4. It's a 21. It won't exactly be 21 miles because the 4 is a little further than the airport. So I don't know what, 5 miles past it. So I guess we got like a 16-mile flight. Now to change the VOR, we said we want to go at 240. So we hit V1 and then plus or minus. You can see. Change that to 240. Also, I turned the reality option off, so that way this compass is not drifting as wildly as it was to start off with. I believe that's happening because on DOSBox I have the cycle speed, CPU speed at 60,000. I have it set that way for Flight Simulator 5. It works nicely with that. It tends to run a little fast for Flight Simulator 4, so I have to actually tune it down for that. And I haven't tried testing a different CPU speed for Flight Simulator 2, but it seems to work out okay. If anything, it's smoother. I think it's smoother than what it probably normally would have been. You can see the time. I think that's normal. 50, 1,000, 51, 1,000, 52, 1,000. Yeah, so this is normal. Slew mode is not. You start, if you go up on slew mode, it's like go down, it's really fast. And I mean fast as in like going from like 1,000 feet to like over 10,000 feet, like within not even a second. That's how fast. I mean, you got to be quick with the keyboard and go up and then hit 5 to cancel it. It's like up 5, down 5. Alright, anyway, let's tune into the COM, which is what? 13... Was it 135? I don't know. 135.15, that's right. So, in order to tune this, you can use the mouse. This version just happens to have a mouse option. I think it's nice for a pointer, but I'll just use the keyboard because there are other versions that I've tried that do not have the mouse version. So to do this, we go C and then plus or minus. And there we go. Also, you'll notice this is fast. Information Bravo 14, weather, visibility 10, temperature 58, wind 0. Flying with wind sucks. Landing, departing runway 4. I'll tell you what, how about we just pick our own runway? Now we can actually change the comm speed if we hit escape. That allows us to go into the edit mode. And here's communication rate right down here. Let's change this to 100. Hit escape to get out of there. Now, let's try... Ah, there we go. That's a little better. I remember with these old versions, with the transponder, well, first of all, when I was young, I didn't even know what a transponder was for. In case you're wondering, it's to let the control tower to know who is who. It's like your ID code. So they'll tell you squawk 2340. And that transponder code pretty much helps them determine, okay, that dot right there is you. And when you do an ident, because they want you to squawk and then ident, it like makes it flash on their screen, like bright, and then it goes down. At least I think that's what it does. And it's like, oh, okay, there he is. So that's what that is. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work on this old version. And it's like, why is it there? I mean, you can change it. See? You can change it. But you can't do anything. It doesn't do anything. So I guess it's just a thing to play with, I guess. But it has no use whatsoever, though. Alright, so we're going to find ourselves a runway that is going to take us in the direction of 240. Do something that's in a west direction. We're almost kind of heading northwest. So, it is very difficult to try to taxi with this. It's hard because all the lines and how they're all kind of crammed together. It's really hard to see where you're going. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the map, and that's Numlock. Sometimes you have to hit it twice. Plus and minus will zoom you in or out. So you can see we're here at the center of O'Hare, parked. And we got some runway choices. We could take these runways here, or we could go back to possibly this runway. It's closer. I think that's what we'll do. So we'll come over here and take off from... One of these is the runway, one's the taxiway. Okay. This one here that goes all the way down is more than likely the runway. Whereas this other one, which is a little shorter, is probably the taxiway. So we'll come this direction. Oh, that looks like that thins out to like nothing over there. Guess we'll find out. So we'll zoom in. And our throttle is F1, F2, F3, F4. F1 cuts power, F4 is full power, F2 is decrease, F3 is increase. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to increase our power. We'll get ourselves turned here. On the numerical keypad, 4 is left, 6 is right. If you turn auto coordination off, then it's 0 key for rudder, enter key for the right rudder. But if you watch the last flight, you'll know that that didn't work. The enter key changes our viewpoint and brings it down instead of giving us the right rudder. Left rudder works, but the right rudder, I guess that's just because of, I'm using a modern keyboard, and I think the PC keyboards were just slightly different on how they were coded. Here we are. So see, it's a little easier to taxi when you can actually see what you're doing. I used to think that, oh, this is kind of cheating, but no, not really. I mean, if you think about how in the modern planes you've got the, oh man, what is it? Garmin G1000, whatever it is, where it puts up the airport and the taxiways and everything. You can use that for navigation. So we'll just say this is our little radar thing. Yeah, this taxiway is thinning out. Looks like they didn't convert the graphics very well. Well, we know we're on the taxiway. Scroll lock will bring us back to the front view. So we're good here. We can go ahead and go back to our 3D mode. Because once we come to the end there, making a right, we should be able to see the runway. Let's increase our power here. It seems like we're not moving. That's downtown Chicago. That there is, help me out here, Lake Michigan, right? Lake Superior is the northern one. I think that's Lake Michigan. Geography was not one of my strong points. But you know what? By the time I'm done with this world tour, it will be. Okay. Brake. Okay, the period is the brake. Now this first one is the runway. Did I say the period was the brake? And I think you have to hit it continuously. I don't think holding it works. Yeah, it looks like a runway, doesn't it? You see, on the smaller airports, the runway is filled in black. Why couldn't they do that with the bigger airports? If they had done, if they had the taxiways as transparent and the runways filled in, it'd be a lot easier to figure out what's what. I don't know why they didn't do that. Maybe this is the only way they could do it. I don't know. Maybe it's a programming thing. All right. Oh, flaps. F5 will bring them all the way up. Let's fix our elevator trim too. That's going to be the numerical keypad 1 and 7. 1 is going to bring our elevator trim up. So I was just centering that. Here's your trim right here. Here's your flaps. This is your throttle. This is your aileron. This is your rudder. And this is the elevator. Where's the escalator? I don't know. Anyway, full power, that's going to be F4. We'll bring our trim up. And that way, once we get up to speed, we should be able to get up in the air. And here we go. Okay, gonna bring my trim down a little bit. Because our power should get us up. Landing gear is G. You can see here DN for down. Hit G, boom, now it's up. UP. There's a joke there, but nope. Not going there. Okay, so this white and black thing here in front of us is Schaumburg. Yeah, that's going to be Schaumburg Airport. Okay, I don't want to get too high in our altitude, so I'm going to bring the trim down. I'm going to bring our throttle down. Because it takes a bit to get this thing leveled out. The closer we get to Schaumburg Airport, we should start to see the needle. You can barely see it, but it's right here on the edge. It should start moving over and start centering. Bring the elevator trim down a little bit. Oh. If you play this, and if you play it through headphones, I'm only doing it so that way I can use my mic. Turn the volume down. Because that sound, oh my goodness, it's going to give you a headache. So if you look at this, you can see the black, and the white is the center line. I'm still adjusting our throttle here. You can see I've got it halfway up right now. Bless you, Talia. It's my black kitty. She will be 18 years old in a few months. Still very healthy. Huh. She's right over here. She's right down here. That's my arm. Where are you at? There she is. She's kind of... It's hard to see her because it's all black there. Yeah, she's a beautiful black cat. She had a sister, and she passed away almost 3 years ago. Her kidney and I know her kidney failed. There was something else that failed too. What airport is this? I think that's our airport. Over here? There's nothing else that's out this way. We're still about 15 miles away. We're 10 miles away, actually. So since we're within 10, let's bring down 1 degree of flaps here. I'm curious about something here. Scroll lock and your numerical keypad will give you your different views. So like scroll lock and 2 will make you look out the back, and you got your angles. Scroll lock 5 allows you to look down. Aha! This is what I was thinking. Watch this. Hit G for landing gear. Boom. That's your wheel. That's the landing gear. I saw that on our last flight, and I'm wondering, what is that? Then I realized it's like, that's the landing gear. You only see one because you're looking down from the pilot's seat. I saw this needle begin to move. Yeah, I think that's it right there. If it's got 3 runways, which I'm pretty sure it does. I think we see a runway right here off to the edge. It's hard to see the pointer because when you're up here it like flashes and everything. Down here it's fine. It's because they're like, oh, you're going to use the mouse down here. You ain't going to use it up here. I know from this distance, it looks like it's really hard to figure out how to line up. So we'll do the same thing that we did when we were taxiing. Okay, we'll hit the num lock key. You have to hit it twice sometimes. We'll minus to zoom out here. We're not close enough. You can see there's Schaumburg Air Park. When we zoom out one more, it disappears. So we're not seeing the airport just yet. So we probably should level out a little bit. Let's increase our power. Have an itch. Well, if we're 5 miles, if the VOR is 5 miles from the airport, then we're only 5 miles from the airport. I can sort of see 3 runways. There's like this one, obviously. There's another one at an angle, and I thought I saw the other one at an angle. Let's look at our map again. Still not close enough. Scroll lock gets us out of there, in case you're wondering. See, I'm looking for the little nubs that show up above and below, and that kind of gives me an idea of where that runway is at. But do you see the angles there? There's like, Talia, your tail's in the way. Okay, you can see one of them at an angle, and then I think the other one is like, that might be the other angle. It might be off here. Well, we're going to find out. Do another thing of flaps. The Let's do Numa key again. Oh, are you serious? We're not that close to be able to see it. Let's add some power. It does have 3 runways, right? I think the other one is sitting here. Yeah, that's it. I see it now. It's not quite the way it should be, I don't think. Are we close enough now? Are you serious? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so I was right about that runway. There it is. See how that's filled out? That's a lot easier to see. Oh man, this is gonna be... I think we're coming in too hot. It's easier to see. Rather than the white-lined runways and taxiways. Although at night, the taxiways light up blue. Like you would expect. Alright, come on. A little high. Cut our power down. Let's not crash. Ew, this is shaky. Oh. Okay. We're not going to try that again. Let's just say we flew out the, we jumped out the airplane before it nosedived. Alright, so one lesson, don't cut your power all the way down. Apparently it doesn't like that. Even though we were so close to landing, it's like crazy. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll stop here. We'll get the aircraft fixed up. And then we'll go to our next location. So thanks for joining me on this flight. We will strive to do better on the next one. It's not easy. The simulator is not easy. If you want a challenge, try to fly this thing. It's definitely a challenge. Or you could sit back and laugh. Ha ha. Or just say, nah man, that's cool. I'll watch you struggle. That's awesome. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you'll check out the other simulators of this particular version, and I have a whole bunch of other stuff on this channel too. So I hope you'll stick around and check out the other stuff that I got. Until next time, take care. I'll see you later. If you're enjoying these videos, consider dropping a like and giving it a thumbs up. It helps me and the channel, plus it encourages others who may also have an interest in these videos. These same flights can also be seen on various other simulators which are also being featured in this world tour, so check those out if you enjoy comparing the old with the older, to what used to be new, and what happens to be recent. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around as we fly free in the beautiful blue.